Hey everybody, it's Mark Ling here, and my special guest today, his best day as an affiliate marketer, and he's only just been going with this particular system for about 4 months now, and his best day is $31,806. He's doing incredible numbers every single day though. And anyway, I was so desperate to manage to get him on a call that the only time I managed to actually grab him, he happened to be right now while he's in the middle of a car drive, and he's gone ahead and pulled over in order to say, yes, right, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen now because we're on different time zones, different parts of the world. This is going to work if we just do this now. Because I mean, this guy, he's born in Afghanistan. He fled to Uzbekistan as a 2-year-old. Grew up in different Russian schools. He speaks 5 languages, and English was his 5th language when he when he moved to the US anyway. And he's a big video gamer and introvert. And anyway, he's gone ahead and absolutely smashed it out of the park with this system, Keegan and Chris's system, like with affiliate marketing stuff. And I just wanted to get him on board to inspire you guys, and perhaps have him talk a little bit about some of the things that he did that worked really well for him. So first of all, welcome along, Ilyo. Have I pronounced that right?
Yeah, thanks, Mark, for having me. You pronounced it correctly.
Okay, it's great to have you here. Now, I've been told by Keegan and Chris anyway that you are a really good gamer, and as a result, you used a bit of your gaming mindset in order to succeed really well with this. How does that work?
Well, yeah, I used to play a lot of video games. I still do to pass time when campaigns are supposed to be left alone. But with games, you still have the same amount of level of goals you have to achieve. There's a dopamine hit that's much faster within video games because you get to your goals much sooner, and that's why people tend to get addicted to games because it's so easy to feel great about it, right? But
Yeah.
I thought of well, what if I could improve my life by using the things that are done in the game, but the only difference would be is the it would be achieved in a longer span of time, not that quickly, but it would be beneficial if I could just pursue something and put my focus into uh, different matter than just gaming.
So you're essentially though saying that you're almost treating it like a game where the money
Yeah,
is almost like your high
yeah.
score, and maybe
Army, yeah, money is like army or having a high score, right? Getting those dopamine hits, those yeah, prizes for sure.
yeah, and prizes. People don't realize, but if you make a lot of sales, you actually quite often there's affiliate contests, so you don't just earn commissions, you can make prizes as well, and you get paid those out too, right?
Indeed, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Now, um, so what was it about this model that made it appeal to you, that made you decide you're going to not only give it a shot, but you're going to push through if anything doesn't go right at the start or anything, because most people that succeed, you've got to push through a couple of stubborn obstacles here and there in order to get there. You don't just make $31,000 on your first day. So what drew you to this model?
Well, the way it's so simple and the way it's done from your home or from anywhere, and it doesn't have a lot of back end stuff you have to worry about. It's just like playing a video game. All you're doing is using a browser for it, and just setting the right uh, goals and mindset to go through it. But of course, there have been a lot of obstacles and difficulties. Um, but that's the part of having a business. So I just uh, the motivation was that I knew other people were making good money on YouTube and Google. So that gave me proof that this was worth a while. So if that's possible, there's no way I can't make it. I just have to stick with it and until it happens.
Right. And then I guess you learn from your mistakes along the way too, and from other people's mistakes. It's the handy thing about
Lots of
having a group
mistakes,
rather
yeah.
than figuring it out for yourself, right?
That's right.
So when it came to writing scripts for ads, I know you're using Keegan and Chris's templates and stuff like that, but when English is not your first language, it's not even your second language, it's your fifth language. How difficult was that to be able to, say, promote products? I mean, I don't know what you're promoting. It could be a hair loss supplement. It could be a dental supplement that helps refortify teeth and gums. It could be a woodworking course. I don't know. But whatever it is that you're promoting, you still, it must have been a little bit nerve-wracking, I guess, trying to get the English right and stuff like that. How did you feel about that?
Right. The part about being creative. So the template they have is so simple. It basically has, I believe, about 8 sections, if I'm not forgetting some parts. But there are questions you answer by looking through information that's provided through the offer page, things like that. So it was pretty straightforward, and all I had to do is make sure the grammar was correct. And for those things, I can use Grammarly.
Right, so use a grammar checker anyway, and
yeah, so it wasn't as hard as I thought initially it would be. It was a pretty nice system. Everything was laid really in an organized way that's very easy to understand.
And you use artificial voices, right? So
Yeah, that's the fun thing, because that artificial voice made me a lot of money. So that 31,000 or so that I've made was from that artificial voice.
right. So that people, just in case they don't know what an artificial voice might sound like, I'll just really quickly just
Sure.
type something up. All right, so now I'm going to just generate this. Just give me a moment, just so people can just have a quick
Sure.
sound. You know, some people think artificial voice going to sound like this. It's not like that, is it? Here we go. I'm ready now.
Hi, Elio. What do you think of my voice? I think I sound rather realistic, even if I'm not, though. If it works, why knock it?
And that's just one of, I guess, many different types of voices out there
Right.
that people can use. I mean, and that's a British accent. The same thing works with an American accent. I'll just press play on this, just so anyone that some of you may have heard artificial voices. Not everyone has that's watching this. So I just want people to have an idea.
It just goes to show that even for people that are scared of putting themselves on camera or having their voice heard, you could just do something like that to where you're not even involved. You're like persona is not involved at all.
I'll play one more.
Sure.
Hi, what do you think of my voice? I think I sound rather realistic, even if I'm not, though. If it works, why knock it?
And that's just another real quick example.
Way better. This one sounded way more realistic.
This one sounded more realistic. Yeah, that's it. There's so many different types of voices, different accents, different age ranges, and whether they sound realistic or not, some of them sound not that realistic, but then the member of the group is making a lot of money with it. Then they're like, well, I don't care if it sounds a little robotic, if it's making the sales. That's all that matters. You can use a real voice if you want to. It's just that it's so much easier to make changes and adjustments. Like if you've got a video ad that goes for, say, I'll make something up, 60 seconds, and you want to change the first 5 seconds of that script, you don't have to go to a voiceover artist. You don't have to get a microphone out and hit record. You simply change the text, press the generate button like I did just there, and bam, you've got your new audio done.
So efficient, so convenient. It's all just take action and do it.
So Elio, I remember you saying outside of this call that a lot of people in the group had pretty much no ad account issues. But then you're somebody who had, you had a few occasions where you lost or at least had a YouTube ad account suspended. Is there any tips that you have for somebody if something like that does happen? Like, what are some things you could do to prevent it happening? Like, what were the causes of it that you could say, actually, if I'd done this differently, then I probably wouldn't have lost it in the first place?
Right. The best thing is to make sure when you create your Google Ads account, is to have your spelling of your name and first name and last name exactly match the way it is on your credit card. Because the moment it's different, it's going to trigger a suspicious payment activity just because of that. That was one of the things. But then also never to basically use redirect links. What I mean by that is it should be like a direct link to where when people click on something, that goes directly to the URL that's you present to Google for review. If it goes to something else and you're showing one URL, it switches to something else. That's I think it's called circumventing systems or something. I think I did one of those things in the past. So these two things were like, and that little of a mistake jeopardized my whole situation. And I just had to find different ways to get the accounts created the proper way without ever having it in my house anymore.
Okay, so you managed to, with a different IP address, then managed to get back up and running. It wasn't ideal, but it didn't stop you. So you had quite a roadblock there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but now you're up and running. Because most people, what we find with Google Ads, that most people don't lose ad accounts. Well, they get on the phone with Google and they can explain things if something happens. You went to the point where you set up a new IP address, you pushed through that stubborn obstacle, and you managed to just get it working anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, and now you're making a killing, and it's just phenomenal. So no, that's a good lesson for people, though. Sometimes the unexpected happens. Might not be for the same reasons you had, but at least you know now how to advise people. So you learn a lesson that might save a lot of other people a lot of heartache. Just get it right day one, and no, that's really good to know. Okay, so you've had a lot of phenomenal success with this whole system, with running YouTube ads and so forth. How has that changed your life situation right now?
Well, right now I'm sitting in a new BMW that I purchased.
Wow.
And then, of course, I did travel this year, went to Turkey, all because I was able to afford it. And of course, future-wise, things look, so it just gave me more freedom of choice and peace of mind to where financially I don't have to worry about anything. And hopefully with smart decisions and other investments that I can maintain that financial position in the future.
Have you got any tips for anybody that may be considering either joining a free workshop that explains this in more detail, like with Keegan and Chris and Rob and so forth, or who is considering joining the program when the doors are open before they close? You
mean if I'm willing to participate in helping others to
no, more the do you have any tips for anyone who's considering jumping on a free workshop?
Just to be very patient, do whatever is necessary, follow the steps, but you have to be extremely patient because like initially it takes a lot of time to get things rolling, to get the ad created, the video, and then waiting for approval. You might get some disapproval reasons, and then you have to fix those, and then waiting for the algorithm to deliver some results. All of this can take some time. It might not work the first try. You have to just stick with it and be patient, do the right things, and just know it's gonna ultimately work as long as you stay with it. If you don't, then it's unfortunate.
Yeah, so basically, I'm gathering from this that you're saying that it may not work for your very first ad that you put up, but you've got to keep, that's the price of learning. Then you're learning something from it. Keep testing, because other people are succeeding. Sooner or later you'll get there. Just keep following the program. How many tests, how many ads did you go through making before you had your first profitable campaign? Not just your first sale, but you knew you could spend $100 and make, say, 200 back. Like you're in profit now, and you can keep doing that daily.
For that particular campaign that made a lot of money, actually, it's funny to say, but that first ad worked. I
Your
got
very
lucky.
first ad. Okay, no, that's good to know. So it is possible to achieve it on your first ad. I've heard some people come back and tell me it was their third ad. I've had some people say their 12th.
Yeah.
I heard another guy said it was his 20th ad. I had another lady say it was her 7th ad. Like, it's different for everybody.
Yeah. So right now I'm testing another niche, and I've tried multiple ads, like two ads, I think, right now, and I'm working on the third one. They didn't quite work, but I know it's going to work. I just have to tweak things and find that pocket of traffic that can get it rolling. But because I have the experience, it's easier for me to understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm losing money on that part. I don't say I'm losing. I'm just gathering data and understanding the way it's going to function or not function. Yeah.
So when you spend money that doesn't profit, you know, while you're learning the process,
right,
do you still make sales? Like,
yeah, you can. Yeah, I make some sales. They tend to be not as profitable in the beginning until the data comes the right way, or I make the necessary adjustments of settings or tweaking the ad, things like that. Yeah, but you still make money when you test it out. Ideally, I mean, if something is really off, then you might not make anything. But generally speaking, when you follow directions, do exactly as it's thought, and
like
there might be a reason that it's not going to work, but there are protocols to where you just disengage and change something, not to continue like that.
Okay. No, it's good for people to know, though. Like, if you spent $500 on ads and you had not found your first profitable campaign yet, it's not all lost. You may have made $300 or $400 back. You might be down 100, maybe 200, but you've learned something. You're making some sales. You've seen people buy this product. You just haven't quite got the ad quite right. Like, the click-through rate might not be quite right, or maybe you need to change that first image, or maybe it's the audience. Maybe you adjust it. You might have targeted people aged 35 and over, and you might change it to 45 and over, and next thing you know, it's selling. It's just little adjustments that we're not always psychic about what will happen until we see it play out, I guess. And you've got to have a thick skin for that. You've been really inspiring. I love hearing about your success story, especially English isn't even your first language, and you're able to do really well with that. So I think that's incredible. And
thank you.
Yeah, and like, anyway, I just want to say a big thank you for taking the time to share your inspiring story, and for being here. And I'll just let you have the final word. Do you have any do you have a final tip to give to anybody that's considering getting started with this?
I want to thank you for having me here. And for the final tip, I think that let's see. Well, I like to use this kind of an aphorism that somebody said, that goes this way. Life is a fight for territory, and the moment you stop fighting for it, the things you don't want is what you will get. If you stop fighting, whatever you don't like to happen is exactly what's going to happen. So basically, the tip is just keep pushing it. You know, it's working for others. Just be patient, be methodical, and you will find a way for sure.
Awesome. That's really, really inspiring words. All right. Thanks, Elio. And for everyone watching,
Thank you,
take
Mark.
action with what you learn. See you soon. Bye for now.
See you. Thanks, Mark. Bye.
Bye.